Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a hidden issue that affects so many of us without us even realizing it's happening. We're talking about nighttime mouth breathing. So if you've been struggling with your sleep quality and just can't quite figure out why, well, the mechanics we're exploring today could be the absolute missing piece to getting your daily energy back.
Honestly, you know the feeling, right? Waking up tired and dry. Let's just validate how frustrating this is for a second. You ostensibly get a full 8 hours of sleep, you do everything right, yet you wake up with a mouthful of literal cotton, a scratchy throat, and absolutely zero energy. If this sounds like your mornings, trust me, you are not alone. And we're going to explore exactly why this is happening.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Here is our roadmap for today. 1. The hidden sleep saboteur. 2. Finding the root cause. 3. Simple home adjustments. 4. Habits and medical therapies. And 5. Mistakes to avoid. Let's jump in.
Section 1. The hidden sleep saboteur. More than just a nuisance.
And this brilliantly illustrates a crucial point. We really need to establish right up front that mouth breathing isn't just some harmless habit. It's not just an annoying quirk like snoring is so often assumed to be. Instead, it's actually a massive red flag for an underlying condition. Think about it like a giant check engine light for your body. If left untreated, it actively disrupts your body's recovery process. It is absolutely crucial to understand the difference between a simple habit and a sign of something much more serious, like sleep apnea, especially when those side effects start compounding.
Let's look at those red flags. If you are experiencing a dry mouth upon waking, maybe some bad breath, a totally raw sore throat, or hey, if a partner notices you snoring or even gasping for air in your sleep, these are visceral, physical warning signs. And that daytime fatigue, yeah, that's the real kicker. Your body is practically waving these flags to tell you that your rest is being actively disrupted. Why? Because you simply aren't getting the proper airflow your brain and body absolutely need to recharge. Moving on to Section 2. Finding the root cause. Treat the disease, not the symptom. So to really fix this, we have to understand the actual mechanics. Mouth breathing occurs when your body is basically forced to bypass your nose during sleep, usually because that nasal airflow is restricted. Mechanically speaking, when your nose gets blocked, a primal survival mechanism kicks in. It's kind of like a backup generator. Your jaw just falls open, simply because your body is desperately demanding oxygen that it cannot get through your primary airway.
So, what exactly is restricting that airflow? Well, the culprits generally fall into two camps. You've got your temporary blockages, things like seasonal allergies and standard nasal congestion, and then you have structural issues. This could be a deviated septum, enlarged tonsils, or obstructive sleep apnea. Identifying exactly which physical roadblock is forcing your jaw open, that's step 1 of literally any effective treatment plan.
Section 3. Simple home adjustments. The first line of defense. Now, the crucial point here is that we don't always have to jump straight to the extremes, right? We can actually tackle this logically with a simple pre-bed routine. Step 1, clear your nose. Since restricted airflow is the main trigger, reducing congestion before bedtime using saline rinses or a recommended nasal spray is paramount. Step 2, sleep on your side. If you sleep on your back, gravity is just working against your airway, and your jaw is going to naturally fall open. Side sleeping keeps the airway much more stable. And step 3, elevate your head slightly. You don't need some crazy steep incline, just a small lift to reduce pressure on the airway. Combining these 3 low-effort physical adjustments can honestly make a massive difference tonight.
Let's transition over to Section 4. Habits and medical therapies, long-term breathing solutions.
Let's see how this builds. Once you've tried those physical adjustments, it's time to look at sustainable, long-term habits. First up, practicing daytime nasal breathing exercises. Think of this as long-term training, kind of like going to the gym for your airway. By making nasal breathing a habit during the day, it naturally carries over into your sleep. Second, using a bedroom humidifier. Dry air irritates the throat, which actually contributes to your mouth opening. A humidifier steps in and soothes that irritation. Third, reviewing your CPAP fit. And fourth, getting a proper medical evaluation. Because listen, if you have loud snoring, gasping, and chronic daytime fatigue, home remedies just aren't going to cut it. You absolutely need to rule out chronic issues like sleep apnea with a professional assessment.
Now, for those of you who are already using a CPAP machine, there's a vital detail to consider here. If you are still mouth breathing, the issue usually isn't the machine itself, it's the fit. An ill-fitting mask, or frankly, even just the wrong mask style, can actually cause mouth leaks and force your mouth open, which completely reduces the effectiveness of your treatment. You might actually need to switch over to a full face mask or have your pressure settings adjusted. Ensuring that proper fit is absolutely essential for comfortable and effective breathing. Section 5. Mistakes to avoid.
The dangers of internet quick fixes. Now, what's really interesting here is how this directly debunks a massive trend right now. We live in an era of viral wellness hacks, and one of the biggest at the moment is mouth taping, literally taping your lips shut to force nasal breathing. But wow, the sleep literature strictly warns against this as a first-line solution, especially if you have congestion or sleep apnea. Think about it. If your nose is blocked and you tape your mouth shut, you are actively creating a breathing problem. It's a recipe for disaster. The safer, medically sound approach is always to address the underlying cause first.
Let's be real for a second. When we contrast these trendy fixes with actual medical reality, the danger really becomes clear. As we just discussed, mouth caping? Highly dangerous if underlying congestion is ignored. And what about chin straps? Well, sure, they might keep your mouth closed, but they do absolutely nothing to fix the root airway obstruction that's causing the problem in the very first place. It's just a Band-Aid. And really, the biggest mistake of the whole shebang is ignoring the symptoms entirely. Assuming it's just a harmless habit can leave serious conditions like sleep apnea completely untreated, severely impacting your long-term health.
So, what does this all mean? Well, it leaves us with a final, totally vital question to reflect on. Are you treating the symptom or the source? Everything we've covered today really points back to one fundamental truth. Lasting improvement only happens when you identify why your airway is blocked in the first place. Whether that means clearing up some congestion, adjusting your sleep position, or finally biting the bullet and scheduling that medical evaluation, look past those temporary fixes. Address your true sleep health needs and go reclaim the deep restorative rest you actually deserve. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer.